I'm going to show you the best setup for streaming and making content with OBS Studio as a full-time creator. I'm going to show you how to make clips, how to separate your audio tracks and remove copyright music, how to add a vertical canvas, how to multi-stream, and more. But first, let's make sure our streaming and recording settings are dialed in. So go to Settings, under Video, and you're going to want your base and your output resolution to match the native resolution of your monitor. And for most people, that's going to be either 1920 by 1080, or in my case, that's 2560 by 1440p. And I like recording at 60 frames per second. That way it gives me more headroom in Premiere Pro so I can make some nice buttery smooth cinematic clips. Next, we'll go to Output and make sure we are working in the advanced mode. And I will talk about the audio sources and copyright strikes and VOD tracks towards the end of the video. But for now, make sure that your Twitch VOD track is enabled. I have mine set to track 1, and that will make sense at the end. And then my default audio track is number 2. If you're on an NVIDIA graphics card, make sure that your encoder is set to NVENC H.264. I do not rescale my output, and my canvas resolution is 1920 by 1080 because that's what most of the streaming platforms accept. Now, unless you're in the partner program for any of the platforms, most of the time your bitrate is capped at 6,000. Now, I'd recommend just pausing the video and copying all of these settings. And if you're genuinely curious what all of these do, ChatGPT can give you some real world examples of how it affects your stream, but I just recommend copying whatever I have. My recording settings are virtually identical, except I use 20,000 bitrate. And that's just so I have more data in the pixels when I'm in the back end making clips. And you'll want to make sure that your audio tracks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all recording at the same time. And we'll go through this at the end when we route all of your audio to different channels. Leave the audio tab by default. I can't change any of this anyway because I'm currently recording. And before we get into adding a replay buffer to capture clips, we need to add a vertical canvas first. The company Atom makes 2 OBS plugins that I'll be showing you today. And the reason why these are the best is because they're lightweight on your CPU, and the vertical canvas settings also sync with your base OBS settings. Atom Vertical Canvas is completely free, and once it's installed, you'll see this little vertical canvas dock on the right. And if you don't, just go up to Dock and make sure it's selected here. Now go back into OBS settings, go to Replay Buffer, now check the box and enable it. For the optimal amount of replay buffer seconds, I think 180 or around 3 minutes is the sweet spot. Because A, YouTube Shorts allow up to 3 minutes now, which is enough time to share a short conversation or maybe a boss fight or PvP match that happened on stream. And B, you often need 2 to 3 minutes of footage anyway, just to trim it down to create a nice storytelling, engaging clip. And as 2 bonus settings, you can go to General and make sure that you automatically start replay buffer when you're actually streaming. That way you won't forget. And you can go to Hotkeys and set something unique for both vertical and horizontal backtrack recording. And I have these macroed to my Stream Deck for true one-click clip capturing. We're not quite done yet, so if you go to the vertical canvas settings here, you're going to want to check the box that says backtrack runs while streaming and recording. This way they both turn on at the same time. Under the recording section, you want to start and stop recording when main OBS starts. And I also have the advanced checkbox to copy main OBS settings, so both my clips and recordings look identical. So now that we have our replay buffer enabled here, when I actually click the Save Replay option, it'll save both a vertical and horizontal output capture that I've personally used to farm millions of views on my gaming channel. And I make clips while I'm streaming, so if you want to see me do this live, come join the stream one day and just come say hello. Let's talk about multi-streaming. As long as you have a decent internet connection and at least a 20 series graphics card, or unless you hate money, there's really no reason not to be live streaming to multiple platforms at this point. And you don't have to overwhelm yourself at the start. You can pick just 2 platforms. If you're already streaming on Twitch, it's very easy to add YouTube because you should be making YouTube content anyway to grow your brand. Or if you're already streaming on YouTube, it's very easy to just skip Twitch altogether and go right to Kick. Atom's multi-streaming plugin is one of the best that I've tested, and like the vertical canvas plugin, it's going to be free forever, or so I'm told. And once the multi-streaming plugin is installed, you'll see a dock like this I have here on the left. And how Atom works is by taking your default stream output, in this case that's me on Twitch, and then it duplicates that source and it sends it to additional platforms that you load in through their UI. If you want to add YouTube, it's in the back end of your Go Live dashboard. Your stream key is right here. If you're adding Twitch, the stream key is in the back end of your stream settings. The same thing can be said for Kick in your stream key URL. If you're adding X, it's in their media producer. So it's just as simple as going into the ATEM settings, going under main canvas, adding an output, selecting whatever source that you want, and then for output settings, just paste your stream key, and that's literally all you have to do for one click to go live on YouTube. It's the same process if you want to go live on 2 YouTube channels that I do. There's Kick that's already added, here's X, and very soon YouTube Vertical is going to be rolling out through 2 separate stream keys. And guaranteed I'll be making a video as soon as that option is released to me. Now let's talk about copyright strikes and VOD tracks. Let me preface by saying that getting repeated copyright strikes is a guaranteed way to ruin your career as a content creator and get you banned from platforms. There's no one single best way to split your audio sources because every person and every platform has their nuances. But no matter what, you're going to need some kind of audio mixer to separate your game, music, Discord, and VOD track sources. And the best way to do this is with the Elgato Wavelink software. And as of recording this video, super good news for you, Wavelink version 3.0 will be available for free to absolutely everyone. And you don't need an Elgato product to use it. That means you don't need an Elgato Stream Deck or microphone to utilize all of the mixing features. I have a dedicated video showing my exact setup using Wavelink version 2.0, and I will definitely update this when 3.0 is officially released. But Wavelink is incredibly simple. Its core function is adding virtual audio sources, kind of like Voicemeeter or virtual audio cables. For most people, your system is still going to be your default audio source. That's where all of your game audio goes. I use Chrome just for browsing. Firefox is my dedicated music channel, but for some people this might be Spotify or iTunes. And Discord is on its own separate voice channel, and you could do this with Google Meet or Zoom if you really wanted to as well. Now, do you remember at the start when you made your Twitch VOD track to 1, your default audio track to 2, and then you're recording on 6 different channels? Well, here's where all of that comes together. Most people would hit the plus icon, they would go to audio output capture, like browser, desktop, or music, and that's how you get an OBS audio mixer that looks like this. And if you click this advanced audio options, this is a menu that no one talks about on YouTube for some reason. You can see here that I have unchecked music that comes from Firefox from track 1, which is my Twitch VOD. I've also decided to remove Discord, and then you can see track 2 has every single source selected, and I'll show you how this works in real time. Here's some World of Warcraft music from TBC, and when I press play, see the audio coming in on the designated music channel. And if I had a Discord call, you'd see the same thing. Or here's a YouTube video about winter jackets that you'll see come through in the browser source.
When it's cold outside.
So whether you're using Elgato Wavelink or you're using virtual audio cables, which I personally did for years, the whole purpose of this is to bring all of your different audio sources into OBS. I put it in a folder so it looks nice and tidy because I like having complete control over what I hear and what my stream hears and then what there's saved in VOD tracks. By now you should have OBS dialed in like a pro. The next thing to do is to add multi-chat when you're live streaming, and if you're a turbo nerd like me, definitely watch my advanced video on splitting all of your audio sources because it is 100% worth it.